6.
It's time now for That Checks Out. It's brought to you by Pays. This season alone, Victor Wembanyama, he's become the first unanimous Defensive Player of the Year in NBA history. He made first-team All-NBA, and he was third in MVP voting. He was also the Western Conference Finals MVP. Moments ago, I caught up with the Spurs superstar. Victor, here we are. We are in the NBA Finals. And throughout the year, I think there's been so much made of the age of this team. And every single time you've said, you know what, age, experience, we don't care. And yet, you're the youngest team to make the NBA Finals since 1977.
Really?
What is so special about this group?
What's special about this group? As for any team, the individuals, we got some great individuals, whether it's in the staff or in the team. And I would say the relentlessness and the lack of experience is a strength of us.
What do you mean by strength?
Because we don't know. We can do impossible stuff because we don't know it's impossible.
I like that way of thinking about it. And as much as you talk about the inexperience in some ways of this team, there's experience up and down this organization. And that probably starts with Greg Popovich.
That makes up for it.
What has he told you about this stage?
About the finals, nothing really yet. But he's talked to us through every game of every series, and he's been our guiding force really through loss and wins.
I think the common sentiment, Victor, in the NBA is be patient. You'll get there eventually, but first you have to go through it before you get to the mountaintop.
Yeah.
You gave me a look like you don't think that that's true.
I agree to be patient, but just to some extent. I think being impatient can be a virtue at times, because all those greats, you know, they have been impatient. And if you're impatient 10 times, you know, yeah, maybe 9 times you're just gonna be impatient, but maybe that one time it's gonna make you do something that you were not supposed to do, make you play over your level, make you overachieve. And I think that's the difference maker between good and great.
I actually agree with that. I think that that's a necessary ingredient that separates the good from the excellent.
I mean, when has one of the greats been patient or content with falling short?
Do you want to count yourself eventually with those greats?
Of course, it's the goal.
Yeah. But you said after you won the West, I want to win so bad, it's like my life depends on it. Why has winning become your oxygen? Why do you need to do it now?
I don't know the why. Some things I just can't explain. But really, my whole life revolves around basketball and has for years and years, so it makes sense.
You're coming off a grueling 7-game series where you had to knock off, punch out the defending champions. I know this is a different team, but how does that prepare you for the NBA Finals and the Knicks?
I think playing the defending champs is the best preparation you can get. OKC is probably the team that is the most confident and the strongest in its identity, and that pushes you to really to the extent of what you can do in terms of preparation and execution.
They're most confident in their identity.
Yeah.
Does that strengthen your identity as a group?
Yes, going through a 7-game series definitely strengthens our identity and proves that we have a strong identity. You can't win a 7-game series against the defending champs by random chance.
Yeah, it's not by accident.
No.
So give me your first impressions of the New York Knicks, because this is a very different Knicks team than we saw in the regular season.
Absolutely. I mean, they're much better. They're much better than they've been. And it's a team of experienced guys. I don't think any of them has played in the finals. This team of guys, I know Anunoby was on the Toronto team, but I think he was hurt in the finals. It's a team of guys that have been trying and willing and sacrificing a lot to try to get to the finals over years. And now they're here, and they're not gonna make it anything easy.
Neither are you.
No.
That's what's going to make this an excellent series. I want to ask you a tactical question, if I could. In the regular season, we saw you sort of playing the roaming off of Josh Hart role a little bit here. The Cavaliers tried that in the Eastern Conference Finals, and Josh Hart made them pay. What do you think of that strategy now?
when I think of the strategy now, I think teams anticipate a lot. And I think my staff is on top of things.
You said, I'm going to put in a call and I'm going to do a little bit. Anything else that you can tell me?
No.
I will accept that. Let's go back to something interesting you said, Victor.
Yeah.
We were talking about the greats and how greats aren't patient. And you and I, when we last spoke in December, you told me that the advice that stuck with you the most from Hakeem Olajuwon was, if you are good enough, you don't have to wait to win. How does that resonate with you differently now that we are about to begin the NBA Finals?
Kind of grew in my mind, because the truth is such a simple advice, but sometimes you don't have to overthink it. If we're really like this, let's win now.
Who do you want to win for?
My first answer would be myself. I think it doesn't get more complicated than that.
There's been so much made. I think we like to make a lot of. You go to the Shaolin Temple, you work out with Hakeem Olajuwon. We see these videos of you doing these underwater nautical workouts.
Yeah.
Now
I don't know how that came out.
Now that you're here, what if that has actually given you an edge? Do we over-assign that?
By we, what do you mean? The media? The public? Maybe a little bit. Because it's not like I totally transformed into a whole nother person over the summer. It was just one more step. Last summer I did what I needed to do, for sure. And that was a great summer. I don't regret doing or not doing anything, really. It was great. But what we see from everybody, not just me, it's the combination of years of work. It's not just one summer that's gonna be a huge, total difference maker.
It's the day before the NBA Finals. This has been something that you have envisioned since you were a little kid. You like to close your eyes and practice visualization. How far ahead do you let yourself visualize, and what is this feeling now?
In these playoffs, the furthest ahead I visualized was 2 games and the next series. But 2 games very precisely, and even the off day in between, and then the next series a little bit less precisely because it's so far ahead.
So you can't let yourself look at that trophy quite yet?
No, it's not there yet. We don't have it yet. We haven't done the hardest yet.
Thank you, Victor.
Thank you.
So that was usually you're seeing the sort of souped up, edited versions, right, with Victor Wembanyama in our conversations. That was completely unedited, exactly the way that our conversation took place. I wondered, I should have asked him if he envisioned himself up 2-0 then, if he's looking 2 games ahead, right? But Brian, I don't know what stood out to you, but for me, when he said that it is required of the greats to say, I'm going to be brash, essentially, that 9 times out of 10 it may not work, but on the 10th time it will.
He has embraced that. Yeah, seriously, when he was 13, he talked about visualization 2 games in advance. That's not true. He was visualizing this when he was 13. When he was 13, he's like, this is what I want to be. And he said something, my favorite thing he said there was that impatience can be a virtue.
Yeah.
Because what he's saying is, don't talk to me about what I'm supposed to wait for. I want it today. And that's the way he's approached his entire career. That's the way he's going to approach this series.
Yeah, and certainly also when he said that this group, what makes it impossible if we don't know what is impossible?
I mean, that whole interview, like, I like to consider myself a mature young person at 22. But he's unbelievable.
I'm glad you did, because he did.
I was not doing this.
Distinguished and polished.
He was looking like he's very mature, and the fact that, you know, it's going to take steps. They're going through it right now. And like I said, impatience can be a virtue. He's not trying to wait. He doesn't care about any of those things. But his summer, I'm looking at how he's attacking it. And he said, I liked everything that I did this summer. I'm just blown away about what's to come. Because, like, he's not satisfied. And he's like, he's going to continue to grow and get better. Each summer he's going to go back to the monks, maybe do the pool workouts. But that maturity right there, it shows me so much about him and his character and this organization, what they've done for him. And this is the right spot for him. So I love what they're doing. I love what he's doing. He's a leader at this young age in his career, only year 3, and being probably the best leader on the floor in this series is a big statement. So if he continues this young group has a lot of years ahead of success.
You know, Wemby and I relate.
Do you?
Yeah, we relate
You don't
because
look alike.
no, we don't look alike, but we relate mentality-wise because I'm always I'm a guy that I envy and I'm jealous of people that's greater than me because I want their greatness. Wemby wants greatness. So when he sees someone that's ahead of him that has accomplished more than him, he envies them. And that's okay in the game of basketball. For example, James Posey was on our team in 2008. He was the only champion outside of Sam Cassell. But every game day on the road, he used to wear this suit and that damn championship ring with Miami. And he used to make sure he wore it on the outside hand so when you walk by, you could see it. And it used to piss everybody off. And I went up to him one day, posed, and I was like, damn, bro, like, why you got to throw it in our face? He was like, well, go win one. And I said, you know, right? That's real. And I get that from Wemby. Like, he don't care. He's chasing greatness. He want to be greater than Tim Duncan. He wanted SGA. That's why we saw the emotions, because he wanted to knock him off. He wanted to let him know, no, I'm going to get what you had last year. And I wish everybody would have that type of mentality.
Really, and Mike Tirico nailed it when he said it's Wemby's West. The only question is whether or not it's Wemby's NBA, and that is what's going to be fought out.
You got to complete the mission
of this series. Hey, coming up here on our show, we've heard from Victor, we've heard from Brunson, but we're just getting started. Highlights, the best from Media Day, coming up next.